Climate neutrality can slow down global warming. That's the cool message. The biggest enemy of which pitches against climate neutrality to slow down global warming is not capitalism, it's fatalism. It's the question, how should we slow down global warming in such a limited time? It's a question of, can my personal action take a message without the effort, the participation of all the others? So slowing down global warming requires for a call of creativity and hope. And hope is the thing that empowers our willingness and that empowers us to stay clear, to stay in the reality, and to be confident of our concerted action and our personal will. November 22nd, 2018, the IPCC report shows up that there is no time anymore with waiting. So we need immediately to react and compensate and reduce our emissions to reach the max increase of 1.50 degrees. So let's think in solutions instead of problems, like, for example, the signatories of the fashion industry, which signed the UN Charter for Climate Action in Katowice last year, supported by the Partnership of Sustainable Textile. Time is running, and voluntary climate neutrality is the only way, together with reduction, to stay in a worth living consistency for our society, for our culture, and for the healthy development of our economy, which we want to do. Trees. So trees are the fastest, cheapest, most elementary and natural technique to bond carbon dioxide in these times. And together with our efforts of reduction, it's enough time to reach that target. So again, thanks to Neonit to give us a chance presenting us here. And I will hand out to the beautiful lecture of one of the 70,000 Plant for the Planet ambassadors, Malina Agnol. Thank you.
We have not inherited this world from our parents. We have lent it from our children, says a Native American wisdom. And I hope that all the generations following still have the opportunity to live on this beautiful, beautiful planet. However, the way we are treating our Earth right now, I'm not sure if my brother, if I still have the chance to live on this beautiful planet. And so this is why I'm talking to all of you today, because we need to take action. We need to take responsibility for the climate change, because it is our lifestyle that causes millions of plants to die, millions of animals to die, and soon millions of people to die. We all have to change this today, and this event is a great possibility to get together, think of solutions, and I'm going to present you our solution, planting trees. My name is Malina, I'm 18 years old and have been a climate justice ambassador for Plant for the Planet since 2013. So this isn't modern art. It depicts the annual global temperatures from 1850 to 2017. And since the pre-industrial time, the Earth has heated up about 1 degree Celsius. At first, this might not seem that much. However, if you compare this to the time when the Ice Age transformed into the interglacial, the Earth needed 10,000 years to heat up about 4 to 5 degrees Celsius. So we human beings are definitely accelerating this process. Scientists predict that by 2050, between 250 and 500 million people will have to leave their home due to droughts, floods, or natural catastrophes, all caused by the climate change. However, I'm not only talking about the future, I'm talking about the present too, because we already have wars due to water scarcity. And in 2015, the president of a small island in the Pacific already bought new land so that the inhabitants could move there, because he was scared that the island would drown in the sea because of the sea level rising. So we are heading into an unsure future, and there are different ways how our future could look like. If we don't act and don't change anything about our behavior, if we don't have a global contract, then by 2050, the world will have heated up about 6 degrees Celsius, which means that the Arctic ice is melting even more. The Greenland ice is going to melt, the sea level will rise, and many cities will be flooded. However, we have climate conferences, and I'm sure you all have noted all the headlines about the COP24 in December last year, or the Paris Agreement from 2015. And even if every state, every country met with the Paris Agreement and fulfilled it, which is not currently happening, even then the world would heat up about 3 to 4 degrees Celsius. However, it has to be our mission that we stay below the 2-degree limit, or some scientists even claim below the 1.5-degree limit. And we don't have much time. This is why we all, every single one of you, has to act. We all have to stand together to fight the climate change. And you see that between the Paris Agreement and the 2-degree limit is quite a gap. We are calling this gap the ambition gap, and we are ambition to close this gap by planting trees, because trees are kind of superheroes. So they can't transform water into wine. However, they can transform carbon dioxide into oxide, which is kind of a superpower, and we don't appreciate this enough. However, kids of Plant for the Planet have started to plant millions, even billions of trees all around the world to create climate neutrality, to save the planet from the climate change. And you, your companies, your families, your friends, everyone should join us in our mission, because only together we can fight the climate change. So how did our project start? It all started with Felix Finkbeiner, the founder of Plant for the Planet, who had to do a presentation on, well, the climate change. And he stumbled upon a woman, Wangari Maathai, who planted 30 million trees in 30 years. And then he thought that he wanted to start such a project too. And in 2007, the first tree was planted. Since then, children all around the world have planted about 15 billion trees. But our goal is to plant 1,000 billion trees. And so, not to scare you, if everyone would join us in our movement, per person we just had to plant about 150 trees, which seems possible, doesn't it? So, in addition, we've also had 1,200 academies where climate ambassadors, just as I am one, were trained. There we learn a lot about the climate change and how to speak up, how to convince people to join us. For example, some of us have even talked in front of the United Nations or in front of other politicians, in front of children, because we need as many people as possible. So a question we are frequently asked, which isn't that positive, is, okay, your idea seems quite nice, but there isn't really room for 1,000 billion trees, is there? And that is a question we ask scientists. And scientists said that there's still room for 1.2 trillion more trees. And with the additional 1 trillion trees we are planning on planting, we can absorb about 250,000 billion tons of CO2, which is about a fourth of the CO2 currently in the atmosphere. So we from Plant for the Planet, if you decide to fund some trees, are planting our trees in Mexico, in Yucatan. And all the trees are being observed by the Krauss Lab. They are able to track every single tree and its growth. So, for example, Rittersport joined us, and they became a climate-neutral company. They can't produce their chocolate without CO2 yet. However, to compensate, they are planting trees. And this is a thing you all could do too. And if you would like to, you can even do advertisement campaigns in front of the trees, because we can show you exactly where your trees are being planted. So one of our main campaigns usually is the Stop Talk and Start Planting campaign. And I know I'm not setting the best example, because I've been talking for about 9 minutes yet. However, I still need 1 minute more of your time, because I already said why I'm here. However, I want to appeal to you again, because only together we can change something about the climate change, only if we take action now. It's not a thing about future or a good thing to start your year with. It has to start exactly now. It should have started years ago, but we don't have that much time anymore. This isn't a political decision. It's not a question between liberal or conservative. This doesn't matter, because it is only a decision between having a future or having no future. And I hope you all are joining us, and that we together are heading into a beautiful future. Because only in union we can fight the climate change. And I hope you all are joining us today. Thank you for your attention.